The NBA is horrified of this, as the New York Knicks are scouring the buyout market to find that 15th player for the roster. The best available option is already in their system. Meanwhile, they've already lost out on some names and some other names within the team. They just are not willing to play. So we have a lot to discuss, and we're going to break all of this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as usual. And guys, if you're enjoying the content and you're part of that 68% of viewers who are not subscribed and you want daily New York Knicks news, rumor reports on the buyout market like this video, on trade videos once that comes back around in a couple months, on everything New York Knicks, live streams that are so fun, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I don't want you to miss out on anything if you're enjoying this. But let's jump into it, guys. The New York Knicks, it's buyout season. They have 14 guys on the roster. They've had 14 guys on the roster basically all season because when they made the Karl-Anthony Towns trade, they basically had no more money left to sign a 15th man. However, that does change on March 1st when prorated veteran minimum salaries are allowed, and the New York Knicks can sign a 15th man to their team, which will give them a huge advantage that they haven't had yet because they could sign someone who's very, very good. Now, there are options out there. There's going to be a lot of guys on the buyout market for the New York Knicks to look at. However, when it comes down to it, there's one guy who Leon Rose has already found on the team who's the real best option, and that is none other than TJ Warren. Now, TJ Warren has been elite. I mean elite in the Westchester Knicks this season in the G League. He's been doing super well. He's the clear-cut favorite to get the job as the Knicks' 15th man. But when I say 15th man, it's also important to note, I don't mean that he's going to be the 15th guy off the bench. I mean, he's going to be the 15th guy on the roster. He is going to get some minutes when the New York Knicks call him up, as long as they call him up. And there is one fear. The Knicks, because they can't afford someone till March 1st, it's giving other teams a chance to steal TJ Warren away from the New York Knicks, the way that we saw Chuma Okeke get swooped right up by the Philadelphia 76ers. So it's now this situation where the Knicks have to be very diligent and they have to really hope that TJ Warren does not get swiped away because he is going to be an excellent player for this team as long as the New York Knicks can bring Warren in. Now, Warren recently went off, and it is the motivation for this video, as he put up 47 points, shot 14 for 23 from the field, went 7 for 13 from 3, and pulled down 11 rebounds as well. The man broke the Westchester Knicks scoring record. The man was just absolutely phenomenal, and this is... Yes, this is the best game he's had all season, but this is no different from what he's been doing all season with the Westchester Knicks. I mean, TJ Warren has been balling out for them. Literally every game in and game out, this man has just been straight up nice. I mean, 25 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting around 35% from 3 and over 50% from the field, playing all right defense as well. TJ Warren fits what the New York Knicks need. The Knicks need a 6'8" forward who could score off the bench. That is TJ Warren. That's exactly who it is. They have a guy in TJ Warren who is a perfect guy for this team. He is a perfect player because they need exactly this. The Knicks struggle. They're undersized outside of their starting lineup, and their best 2 bench scorers are Cameron Payne and Deuce McBride. They don't have any front court scoring on this bench, and it's leading to OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart playing a ton of minutes. Now, obviously, OG's injured right now, but Mikal is the same deal. He's always on the court because he's the only one who could score when you take off Brunson and Towns and you have the bench unit in who's not a guard. And the Knicks need more versatility in scoring off the bench. Now, TJ Warren does give you that, so Warren coming in would be absolutely huge for the New York Knicks. It would just solve so many problems overnight, and the Knicks know that. It's why they didn't really make a trade for anyone, because they know they're getting Mitchell Robinson back, because they know they could bring in TJ Warren on March 1st. So they feel like the guys who they could acquire were already in their lap. They already had them. They just had to basically wait. That's what they're doing right now. They're just waiting on them. They're waiting on 2 guys who will really help. I don't even want to say fix this team, but give them the leg up that they need, because clearly this is not a full championship contender right now. The way they lost to the Boston Celtics, and I understand Mitchell Robinson and OG were injured, but, I mean, it was literally talked about, like, by the players who were saying that they're not there or they're not in a good position right now after that game, where it's like, you really have to look in the mirror and think, are the Knicks true NBA Finals contenders? They're going to have to play Boston at some point in the playoffs as long as they get that far, which I expect them to. I still think they are the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I just think that the Celtics have a leg up on them right now. I think the Thunder have a leg up on them. So it's definitely this situation where the Knicks need to do some stuff, and the stuff they have to do is just wait on Mitchell Robinson and wait on TJ Warren so you can bring these guys in who will have a massive impact on this team. I mean, TJ Warren clearly just wants to play basketball as well, which you gotta love. This is from a while ago, but Andy Bailey tweeted out, "It's wild seeing TJ Warren playing in the G League Showcase." And Warren responded saying, "It's part of my journey. I love to hoop." To which Bailey said, "I hope you realize I didn't mean that negatively. You're an NBA talent." I love the response. And TJ Warren's like, "I understand what you meant. No problem here." From Warren, the man just wants to play basketball. He just loves the game. If you are a 10-year NBA veteran, you don't have to go to the G League. You can retire, especially after the injuries that Warren had. He can retire. No one would blame him. He just wants to play basketball. He just wants to keep his career going. He wants to keep playing. He wants to be in the NBA, and he's going to get back to the NBA very, very soon this season. I mean, we already saw Chuma Okeke get taken away from the New York Knicks to the Philadelphia 76ers because the Knicks couldn't afford Chuma. The problem is with the New York Knicks, there's going to be a team that's going to come sniffing around TJ Warren as well. It's just obviously going to happen. If you're putting up 25 points per game in the G League and you have 10 years of NBA experience, teams are going to be interested. Now, there's other teams that are also nearing that second apron or don't want to go into it, and then they might have to wait for that prorated veteran minimum salary as well, which does help because the teams looking for TJ Warren are going to be NBA Finals contenders. Teams like the Knicks that think they could use an extra piece, an extra 6'8" guy who could play two positions, who could score the ball, who you could put the ball in his hands and he could score on his own, score in isolation, score in part of a team setting. Very good driving to the hoop. Solid defense, good size, just gives you a lot of things. TJ Warren checks a lot of boxes. It's really surprising that he went unsigned throughout the NBA offseason, and I mean, the Sirens, they're agreeing. They're out. They're out as always, and it's the Knicks signing Sirens. I don't have a good one right now, but you guys understand. Look, if you've been around the channel long enough, I live in Manhattan. Sirens happen. But the New York Knicks, they really, really are in dire need of signing TJ Warren. The Sirens may have been out there because it's emergency time. It's time to hit the panic button. We're not there yet. We're not an NBA Finals contender based off that loss to Boston. The Knicks have a lot of games coming up against some great teams, and we're going to see and learn a lot about the New York Knicks over these next couple of days. And I think it is going to have an impact on what Leon Rose is going to do to add another guy to this team. One guy who we have not seen play is Pome Dadiet, who does fill that role of a scoring forward who's around 6'8". However, the Knicks just don't believe Pome is ready yet. That's the overwhelming thought here. And I mean, the G League stats do kind of show that. It's not that he's playing horrifically. He's putting up 13 points and 5 rebounds per game with 2 assists, but the shooting percentages are really bad. He's shooting 25% from 3 and under 40% from the field. Now, this is not some indictment of Pome Dadiet being a draft bust or something like that. I don't think he's going to be a draft bust. I think that Pome is actually going to have a very good career with the New York Knicks. I just think he's not ready. I don't see this guy as someone who's NBA ready right now. He just needs some time to kind of get acclimated to living in America, and on top of that, playing NBA basketball. And playing him in the G League is good because he just needs the reps. He needs to get out there. Putting him on the bench is not going to do anything. No, he has been dealing with an injury to his foot recently, so that is going to have an impact on how much he plays. However, with the G League, it does make some sense to keep Pome in there, keep him just getting the reps, getting better, learning from guys like TJ Warren who have been in the NBA and who are similar players to Pome Dadiet in a way. So it's just learning, playing against former NBA players who are trying to get back there. This is good for Pome. I do wish that the Knicks would play him because they just need someone of his caliber, and they might as well give him a shot. It is upsetting, but I do fully believe that in the long run, their plan is to acquire this man here by signing TJ Warren to the prorated veteran minimum salary on March 1st of 2025. So stay tuned for that. As long as the team doesn't poach him, this is the Knicks signing on March 1st. Just get ready. Make sure you remember that. But guys, let me know what you think down below. Do you want TJ Warren? Would you want a different type of player? I really don't want a big man at all because I do trust that Mitchell Robinson's going to come back. If the Knicks didn't trade for a center at the deadline, it means they trust that Mitchell Robinson's healthy. That's what it means. Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau, they very clearly believe in Mitch, and I mean, Tibbs even said as much. So Make sure to subscribe if you guys are enjoying the content. Like this video, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.